G'day guys, today I'm going to have a talk about a drill bit sharpener. A relatively cheap tool from Bunnings. Retails for about $50, and I've been using this particular tool for a couple of years, I suppose. As you can see, drill bit sharpener. I've tried myriads of different drill bit sharpeners over the years. Never had a real good success with any of them. And I've reverted to hand sharpening my drills, which works okay, especially on the bigger drills. But I can honestly say I never get the angles exactly right. So I bit the bullet one day and decided to give this one a try. I saw the reviews online, and none of them really showed me how to use them properly. And the reviews on the Bunnings website, 50-50, some reckon it's a complete piece of garbage, some reckon it's okay. Now generally, from what I find with most tools that people say are real garbage, is they generally don't know how to use them properly. They grab them, they try them once, it doesn't work properly, so they give up on it. Either they don't read the instructions, or they just don't gel with the tool. So, as I say, I've been using this for a couple of years. I don't use it often because usually I sharpen my drills in batches, and they last quite a while before I end up stuffing them up. So let's have a look at this one. It's a generic style sharpener. I've noticed them online in varying colours, made by, well, supplied by different people, and I think generally they're all exactly the same. Made in China. The different companies have different colours for them. Though I have found it to be quite a good tool. $50 is not particularly cheap for a sharpener, but from what I found, it does the job, and it does the job quite well. I hadn't even thought about it until the other day. I'd got a new drill and was drilling a hole, and had all sorts of trouble with a 10mm drill bit. And I had a look at it, and it was absolutely wrecked. So I thought, oh well, I'll give it a quick sharpen. I was about to head to the sharpening, the grinder, when I realised, oh, I've got a sharpener, I'll use it. So I did. It's very simple. It's 240 volt, comes with a cord. That's all that's in the box besides the instruction book. Unlike most men, if I know a tool, I generally won't read the instruction book. But I'm finding more and more, especially with people who give things bad reviews, they don't read the instructions. Have a quick look, it doesn't hurt, it takes a couple of minutes out of your day. Read the instructions and you'll be surprised how much information you can get out of it. I saw a review the other day of a guy that said the instructions were completely useless and didn't tell him anything about the particular tool he was using. Well, I've got exactly the same tool, and I read the instructions and it told me exactly what I needed to know. He obviously didn't read it properly, or just skipped over what he thought was irrelevant, and therefore he got no information from the instructions. So my advice, read the instructions. It's not hard, doesn't need to be hard. So what I'm going to do is get a little bit closer to this tool, run through a few of the bits and pieces on it, and I will show you how to use it, and whether you think it's good or bad, you can judge by the results I get out of it. Okay, so we'll get in closer and we'll see how we go. Okay, so the features on this sharpener are pretty simple. It's got an on-off switch, straight on and off. It's got an adjustment. This is for lowering and raising the sharpening stone. So what you do is you turn it all the way to the left, anti-clockwise, so that your stone's out of the way. You grab a drill bit. This is a pretty old, rough sort of drill. It's pretty blunt, and what you do is you find the hole that fits the drill the best. Okay, you turn the sharpener on and you use the knob turning clockwise to raise the grinding stone that's inside. Now I found that if you raise it too aggressively, it's harder to sharpen the drill properly. So you raise it until you hear the grinding stone start to grind upon the drill bit. Once you hear the... I'll go back a little bit. When you insert your drill bit, wriggle it around until you find where it's actually sitting between the flutes and the drill bit. Okay, it'll stop spinning. If it's not in there, it'll spin around. Once you find it, it's in the drill bit. Once it's in the drill bit, you raise the grinding stone till you hear it encounter the drill, and you just give it a little bit of a wiggle for a couple of seconds. Then you take your drill bit out, turn it 180 degrees and settle it back into the grinder and wriggle it again. Take it out, check it, see how it's gone, repeat if you need to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it on. I'm not going to talk because you probably wouldn't hear much anyway. It's not particularly loud, but it's loud enough to be annoying. So what we're going to do is turn it on. Right, so I'm looking at the drill bit and it's only starting to sharpen the leading edge. Obviously I've taken too much off of this drill bit, so it's going to need a fair bit of work to get it back into a good shape. So we'll go again and we'll see how long it takes to get this drill bit into a good shape. Okay, it's about 3/4 of the way through. It's creating a nice edge on it. So we'll give it a little bit more and we'll see how it comes out. Okay, it's taken it right back and it's created a very, very nice edge on the drill bit. Now, I didn't use a lot of force. You just put the drill bit in there, give it a bit of a wriggle, and don't force it into the stone, otherwise you'll just gouge the stone out and make the stone useless after a little while. You can get replacement stones for it. I've never had to. It's done the job really well, mainly because I didn't use too much force on the drill bit. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll chuck this into the drill and we'll see how well it cuts. Right, I've got the bit chucked up in the drill. This is a bit of 6mm plate, and we'll just see how quick it can go through this. Right, that went through no problems at all. It created a reasonably nice neat hole, and so obviously it sharpens it beautifully. Okay, so I'm not going to go through sharpening a heap of drill bits and showing you exactly the same thing over and over again. It's pretty pointless. All I can say is be gentle. You need to feel your drill bits, working your way in. Make sure you're not too aggressive with it. Let the machine do the work. Don't try and force it to cut any deeper than what it has to. It does everything from 12mm right down to, it says 3mm. Now, I will admit the smaller drill bits are not quite as easy to sharpen. You have to be gentle with it, and you really have to feel what you're doing. So in some cases it's not the easiest thing to use, but it does work. Just be gentle, go slow. Don't try and get it all done within a couple of seconds. It's not going to happen. You're better off taking your time. I mean, it's not an industrial workshop where you're getting paid by the hour. So take your time, learn to use the machine properly, and it will do the job that you need it to do. And that's all I ask of any tools in my workshop. It will do the job. As I say, I've been using it for a couple of years. I've sharpened all my drills up to 12mm, and I have no complaints. It works. It does what it's meant to do. It doesn't do it with any thrills. You know, it's a basic, simple machine. Okay, so final words, take your time, check your bit regularly. Right? Don't just stick it in there, leave it there for a minute and then pull it out and wonder why it's gone too far on one side or whatever. A little bit of a twiggle, take it out, check it, and you should be fine. Okay, so that's the Ozito, the DBS-095 drill bit sharpener. As it cost about $50 from Bunnings, and in my opinion it's worth a buy. It's worth having around the shop. It saves me a heap of time sharpening these on the grinder, because as I say, I never get it right. I was taught by an old machinist many years ago, and he could stick a drill bit on the grinder, 30 seconds later have a perfect drill bit. I'm just not that good. I just can't do what that dear old gentleman could do. He had an eye for it that I've never been able to achieve. So if you can't do it by hand, grab yourself a drill bit sharpener and see how you go. Okay, now probably my next review is going to be on the drill that I used to demonstrate this bit. I'm just waiting for a few more bits and pieces to turn up, and then I will do the review on a magnetic drill. Okay, thanks guys, look after yourselves, and we'll catch you on the next one.